Hi there, I care and you matter. I'm Shannon and welcome to my channel. I'm a soft skills educator and stress mitigation strategist, and I share stories, strategies, and solutions to help you bounce back, stress less, and ultimately feel better. And today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of my writing caddy and the writing utensil pouch or pencil pouch that I used to use before I went to this. Now, full disclosure, I love I love office supplies. I love writing tools. I love the color. I like to organize them. I could go on, yada, yada, yada. So I like to try out new things from time to time. This is truly my hobby and my profession. I am a writer, former teacher, current writer. And so these are the tools of my trade. So I invest in them, well, like a gamer invests in a computer. So this might seem overboard, but if you enjoy this kind of thing, keep watching. So first of all, I have been using this pencil pouch for literally years. And I used to have a little charm here. And I spent, I think, $8 for this on Amazon. And I loved it. It has stood this test of time. It is incredibly sturdy. It stays up on its own. It holds a whole heck of a lot. And I will show you inside. One thing I did though is I took a pair of pliers with wire cutters and I cut off the zipper pull. One on the end here so I could put my own little charm so it'd be space. And two, because I found the zipper pull to be far too small and it was uncomfortable for me. I have psoriatic arthritis and my fingers are really affected. So to fix that and to make it much more user-friendly for me or ergonomic, I added a very small, I think this is probably 3/4 of an inch in diameter. It's a key ring. And I just pushed, wove that through the little, what do you call it? The little hook where the zipper pull was originally. And that is so convenient because I can just put my finger or thumb through it and pull it open and close very easily, much more so than actually having to grasp a zipper pull. You would actually use that tip on a coat or anything that you need to zip it up and down quickly. That's a real handy tip there. So first, let's go ahead and dive in. There's a front pocket, and I'll leave a link to this pencil pouch down below because, like I said, incredibly economical, but it has really stood the test of time. It is great. Could not recommend it highly enough. So there's a pocket in here at the front that runs the full span of the pencil pouch. And I just have some, paper clips in there, which I should take out because I'm not using this anymore. But, I should give you a size. This is probably 8 inches by 2.5 inches by 3 inches tall. So it's compact, but it holds a lot. Okay, and then inside, there's a slight amount of padding, but there are absolutely no uncovered or unfinished seams. They're all enclosed, which I love. It's just nice and tidy. And inside, let's take a peek at what I've got here. And there was, first of all, look at that. There was a ton of room. I could probably fit double what I have in there. So just to give you an idea of size there. So I've got a highlighter, my favorite highlighter, Sharpie, but specifically the clear view. I love that because you can see where you're highlighting before you get there so you don't accidentally highlight an incorrect word. And then I love, for gel pens, I specifically use the Pilot G2 1.0 Bold. And they sell these pens in a set of 10. That is my favorite. I know they come in lots more different colors than that, but I don't need more than 10 colors. I love my office supplies, but it's important to have restraint too. So I don't want to have to feel like I have to carry 60 different colors because that just means, well, my writing caddy and writing tote will be that much heavier. So I limit myself to 10. And I like the colors that are in that specific set, and you can often get them on sale on Amazon. So anyway, the Pilot G2 Bold is what I like, 1.0 millimeters. My also, if I want to write in a gel pen, These are kind of Frankenstein pens that I made myself. These are Pilot G2 pens as well. These are 0.7. I don't like writing with 0.7. I like writing with a bold point. So I bought these pens just because, one, I love polka dots, and two, I thought this was such a pretty marble pen. So I bought these and then took them apart, and then, sorry, my hands are hurting this morning. Took them apart and then took out the black ink, threw it in another barrel to give to my husband because he doesn't care what color pen he uses. That's another weird thing about me. I only write in blue. So, and I wanted a blue bold. So I replaced the little ink cartridge. So here I Frankenstein a pen, and then I have the exact tip, the bold tip I wanted in the color I wanted, blue, in a pretty polka dot barrel and a pretty marbleized barrel. So I know at a glance that these are my writing pens. These are just blue ink, and these are my colored gel ink. So I keep a couple of those in there. Oh, another Sharpie pen, another Sharpie highlighter that I love. And then I flip-flop between using a gel pen to write and a ballpoint pen to write. And so currently my favorite gel pen is the Pilot G2, specifically the bold. But my favorite pen that is ballpoint, again, only write in blue ink, again, only write in a bold. This is a 1.6 millimeter tip. But I like big. I used to love, what was it called? Papermate Inkjoy. Specifically, I love their profile pens in the bold. I believe they offered a 1.4. But I swear they have changed the ink. I don't think they use the Inkjoy ink, the ultra smooth ink, in the profile pens anymore. So I was bummed about that. So I thought, well, if they're going to go and change things on me, I'm going to find me a new pen. So I tried Bic, and years ago it was called Bic Atlantis Ultra Smooth Ink. Then it rebranded to Bic Velocity, and now it is actually Bic Glide. So if you see a Bic Atlantis, a Bic Velocity, or a Bic Glide ballpoint pen, you can rest assured that those are going to have ultra smooth, creamy ink. They go down like butter. And what I love about, this is going to sound really weird, what I love about using a ballpoint pen on notebook paper is it indents into the page a little more so than a gel pen. A gel pen, the ink just flows right out of the tip of the pen as the roller ball at the tip rolls against the paper. The ink just comes right out of it, so you don't have to press as hard. With a ballpoint pen, you're going to have to press a little bit harder to get that ball rolling because it has a much thicker ink than a gel pen. But what I love what it does to the notebook paper. It almost makes it feel like onion skin paper. I don't know, call me crazy. I love that effect. So sometimes in my journey journal, in fact, you'll notice when I do a video on that, I only use ballpoint pen in that. But that's my favorite ballpoint pen, and so that goes in there as well. And then two creature comforts that I have to have with me at all times is a chapstick, because if I have chapped lips, I cannot focus. So I always keep a chapstick handy. And lotion. I have psoriasis, and so I'm constantly using lotion. And this is Trader Joe's. This one is particularly, let's see, what's coconut. But I love the Trader Joe's Ultra Moisturizing Hand Cream. It's 20% shea butter. And what I really love about it is it's a metal tube, so you can really squeeze it and roll the end down and get every last drop out of it, kind of like a tube of toothpaste. And you can't beat how small it is. It just fits so easily into a little pencil pouch. So this is what I used for years. Loved it. I could zip it closed, throw it in my bag, and take it anywhere with me. But then I watched some videos on YouTube. And I saw a ton of people who were really into this Delphonics utility pouch. I thought, I want a new toy. So I looked it up, and they are like $40. And I'm going, oh my goodness. If you watched my last video on my writing tote, which I have it here, I spent $35 on my entire writing tote. There was no way I could justify spending. I mean, no shame. If that's your jam and you've got the money to spend, you go for it. But I personally felt bad spending $35 on my entire tote. I couldn't justify spending another $40 on something that goes inside. So I did a little hunting, and I came across something else that I liked even better. This is a purse organizer. And I'll tell you what, there are a lot of reasons I ended up liking this even better. First of all, it stands up on its own. I love that. And I'm going to give you some tidbit advice on what I did to help it do that. But first of all, let's give you a little tour. This was $15, and I'm sure they go on sale. There was tons of different choices as far as solid colors and prints. I love polka dots, so I went with the polka dot. And it has lots of different compartments. Let's give a little tour. First of all, it is about 8 inches long by about 3 inches deep. And you'll see there's snaps on either side here. So I can even make this much more narrow if I want to, but I like it to stand up on its own, so I keep it open. And then it's probably about 5 inches tall. Now it features 2 little nylon handles here, and those are there presumably to lift it in and out of a purse if you want to change your handbag. But I like it because I can use the handles to just literally pull it out of my writing tote and then drop it back in my writing tote, and then I can lift it out of the writing tote and then put it on whatever surface that I'm working on at the time. So again, let's take a little tour of the pockets, and I'll show you what I have inside. So on the front here, there are 4 roughly even-sized or even-spaced pockets that are mesh. I don't use these necessarily because I want to see the polka dots. They make me happy. But what I did do is put 2 little paper clips that I purchased years ago off Etsy. They're made out of felt, and is this caught? There we go. Little peanut butter and jelly. I just love those. And I've had them for years. I had them pinned to my little whiteboard with a magnet, but I decided to put them here because, like I said, they make me happy. They're cute. I like cute things. Maybe that's why I have so many cats. Okay, so that's what we have on the front there. Oh, and then there's 2 more equal-sized, sturdier pouches here. The only downside to this is there's not a lot of give in the pockets, but I actually found that to be a positive thing because then the pens aren't like coming out at the side. They're not hanging out. I like them tight and tidy. And then I get to see all my pens at a glance too. I like that. There are no pockets on the sides. That's just where the snaps are. And then on the back side, you have 2 more equal mesh pockets and 2 more equal solid, sturdy pockets. And then on the inside, you have just 1 large compartment and 2 zippered pockets that open up. And it's the exact same over here. So let me give you a tour first of all. I keep all my pens on the outside. Well, actually, let's look at these. I like to decorate, and this is my work bag and my hobby. So I invested. I had 2 little keychains made for myself, and one says "Don't wish, do the work." You probably can't see it. It's very. Don't wish, do the work. And the other one says "Not a dream, a decision." And if you like those sayings, quick plug, shameless plug, I opened a shop and I sell stickers and pillowcases, little throw pillowcases and water bottles and mugs and magnets, all that good stuff, with various different affirmations and encouraging and inspiring sayings. So I'm not advertising my shop on the products. The products I sell are actually designs to help encourage and inspire you. I know how much things like that help me, and so to me that personally is worth the investment and putting things like that around me so I see them often to help push me and encourage me to keep going. So I hope it does the same for you. Anyway, check it out when you get a free second. But and then I have a couple little charms. I bought this off Etsy. I like shopping off Etsy to encourage small businesses just like myself. And then this is just a little crystal that I found at a local thrift store for $1 that I loved. I put that there. So getting back to the tour, I have my pens, and these are Frankenstein pens that I made. If you watch my last video, Actually, I think I talked about it in this video too. My favorite ballpoint pen is the Bic Glide or Bic Velocity or Bic Atlantis. And they offer the Ultra Comfort Grip. When I was teaching, I got a pen from the Sensa line, and oh my goodness, those pens are like over $100. Honestly, I don't even know what happened to it. I think the silicone gel plasma filling actually started at, oh, that's right, it got punctured and it leaked all over my teaching bag. Oh boy, that was fun. Anyway, $100 pen didn't last, but this pen is very similar in feel. It's got a very cushy silicone grip here. The only downside to this is it's a magnet for lint and kitty hair and fuzz and all that, but you know, a quick run through the water and it gets clean again. But it's so easy to use when my hands are hurting. And what I did, first of all, they come in 3 different colors, aqua or a teal, a pink, and a gray, kind of a, I don't know, almost a brown. They only come with black ink inside, and it's in a medium point. And if you know me, you know that I only write in blue ink unless I'm taking notes. Actually, I'll talk about that in my journey journal video. But if I'm just writing, like in my agenda or writing down ideas, I only use blue ink and I only use a bold point. And so I buy these Bic, they're called Glide now. They used to be called Atlantis, then they were called Velocity, now they're called Glide. So I bought a ton of Bic Glide and Bic Velocity blue bold point, 1.6 millimeter, and then I just gut them. In other words, I take the black cartridge out of these nice pens, put the black cartridge in this pen, give it to my husband who doesn't care what color or what size point, and then I take the ink cartridge from this and put it in here. Except this I filled with a red ink, this I filled with a black ink, and this I filled with blue ink, and they're all bold. And I use the different colors for different reasons, and I'll talk about that in another video. But I have to have all 3 there because they all 3 serve different purposes for me. Then I have another Frankenstein pen. Just love the polka dots. Oh, and it matches my writing caddy. How cool. And then I also have a Sharpie, again, Clearview tip. I love those tips. I also love to use Sharpie S-Note Creative markers. You can use these for highlighting. I've used them for that purpose. I like to use them to do quick boxes around my notes when I'm writing down ideas or brainstorming. That's about as cute as I get. I don't go whole hog with that kind of stuff, but when I'm taking notes, I do like to color code. And to that end, I have my 10 Pilot G2 pens here, just like I had in my pencil pouch that I showed you a moment ago. And then I have a pair of little scissors that I asked my husband for Christmas a couple years ago. I don't use them often, but when I do need scissors, it sure is handy to have them just right there ready to go. Then I have a ruler. And I have a paper folder, which seems to be very frivolous in my opinion. Heck, you could use your hands. You could use a popsicle stick. I used that for a while. I even used a heavyweight teaspoon that I got at the thrift store for a while to fold my paper. But I have to have this for my journey journal. Again, I'll talk about that in another video. But I keep that tucked in here too. I eventually, because I'm constantly folding papers in my journey journal, I invested in this. And I've had it for years now, so it was well worth it. All right, so let's look inside here. Now, inside is just an open compartment, which I loved, but I had things in here and they just kind of slid around. So at the thrift store the other day, I found some Tupperware, what do you call them? Spice jars. And you know what? Maybe I can pull this out. Oh, this is I'm working on some nonfiction books, and I came up with an acronym that I use to help guide my writing, and it's ASPIRE. And so I created a little note card for myself to remind myself to hit all of those different areas when I'm writing. If you're interested, if you're a writer, you follow me, and you want to know more about this process, or maybe you want to know more about the book I'm writing, just let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to share more about that. But inside here, let's go ahead and pull all this stuff out. I have a bunch of my favorite index cards These are the Oxford Heavyweight Index cards. And I'm going to leave a link to these down below as well. And these are my favorite because they are not cheap. Well, no, I take that back. They are cheap. Sometimes you can get them on sale for like $1.99 for 100. Normally I spend $3 for 100. And that might seem like a lot. But here's the deal. You know, back in the 80s when I was a little kid, dated myself. Index cards were thick. They were different than, like, let's say, you know, printer paper. But nowadays, index cards, and I love Target, and I use Target index cards for like my grocery list or just to-do list, things like that. But if I'm writing something down that I want to keep for any length of time, I am always going to use an Oxford Heavyweight card. And listen to this. This is why. This is quality. I can write in Sharpie on the back and it will not bleed through. And they do not, full disclosure, do not come punched. What I did is I found a cheap heavyweight hole punch at the thrift store, and I just moved the hole punch to where I could actually stick the index card in and then punch. And so I just punch a bunch of cards while I'm watching TV. It's therapeutic for me. It's mindless, you know. It's a fidget-friendly activity that actually gets me something that I need. And the reason, let me grab these. The reason I do punch my index cards, not all of them, but some of them, is I use these binder rings to keep things tidy and stuck together. So for here, this is just binder rings that talk about all the different books that I'm currently in the process of writing. So that's one set. And then these, I'm writing a book called Hope, Cope, and Nope. That matches my website. I don't have Hope here because I'm actually writing that, so that's near my computer. But each chapter has its own set of rings. And so I love being able to just write and then keep the whole chapter's notes on a binder ring. So I needed a way to keep some index cards in my writing caddy. And so these just fit so perfectly inside there, and they stand up, so it's easy for me to grab some when I need them. And the other one, I bet you can guess what's in here. My lotion, another Trader Joe's lotion, which you can find on Amazon, by the way, but you're going to spend more on Amazon. And then I keep my chapstick, and then I keep a bottle of whiteout. But here you can see inside. Now you can see some white strips there. Let me see if I don't really want to take this apart, but well, maybe I can just explain it to you. So this caddy, or this purse organizer, came all folded up, and it advertised that it could stand up on its own. Well, yeah, it can if it's full. But I wanted something in there to make it a little more sturdy. So what I did is I took one of those plastic cutting mats. I love plastic cutting mats for so many different things. And I just measured the inside dimensions of the caddy, and then used that template. I created a template from a piece of paper to put the cutting mat on my paper cutter. And then I cut them. It didn't cut completely through the cutting mat, but it scored it enough so then I could snap the plastic and it would just break cleanly along the edge. And so I put that down along the bottom, and then I found these two little spice containers, but they were kind of wobbly too. So inside you can see those white strips right there. Those are Command Velcro hook and loop picture hanging strips. And then I've actually pressed those into that strip of plastic. Now something else I did to give it even more rigidity is I took another piece, the leftover pieces of the cutting mat, and I cut two little pieces that fit inside these zipper pouches. So it just makes it that much more sturdy, and it helps it stand up much more easily on its own, regardless of what I put in or take out of this little caddy. So I gotta say, I could have spent $40 on a Delphonics pouch, and yeah, I suppose that would have fit my needs, but this was $15, and I gotta say, I am in love. So if you want to give this a go, I highly recommend it. And even if you don't want to have like a writing tote or a writing bag or a writing basket, you could keep something like this out on your desktop, or make it into a bill caddy. When you have to pay bills, you could keep a calculator in here and stamps and envelopes. I can just think of a ton of different uses for this. So yes, it's a purse caddy, and I'm sure it's great at that particular chore or task, but it has literally been transformed into my perfect writing caddy. And I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.